Hello again, and today I'm going to be showing you my somewhat makeup, okay? This is the video no one asked for, but I'm gonna bless you anyways. So yeah, we're gonna go into makeup. Let's get into it. Okay, so first things first is I always moisturize my face. At least I try to do that every single time. Sometimes you just gotta hurry up and get out the house. I'm gonna just put my hair back. For moisturization, I'm going to be going in with my Gold Bond Healing Hydration Aloe. I mentioned this in my very last video. And yes, I did do my lashes. As you can see, these are lash clusters. They're okay. I tried a different style this time, and like I said, they're okay. But you know, of course, lashes usually look best when you have on makeup. So, okay, so now that that's on, I'm gonna go in with my primer. And this is my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, as you can see. And I'm just gonna put this all over my face, so you can see how much I added on. A very important key here is to make sure that your primer is like somewhat dry, so I'm gonna put on my handy dandy fan just to speed up the process. Okay, so now we're gonna get into foundation. So right now my foundation is the Too Faced Born This Way. This is what it looks like, and this is in the shade Butter Pecan. Now I will say the thing about this foundation is from the bat, you can see how, it could possibly work for my skin, and it does in smaller doses. This is a little bit more on the yellow side. So what I do is I just don't put a lot on. This isn't full coverage, and because it isn't full coverage, I'm able to put it on my skin and kind of get away with it not being exactly my shade. Now I did make a video where I did recently get this LA Color blue foundation, so it's just kind of like to tone it down a little bit to make it more my skin tone. So I'm gonna be using that today. I'm just gonna pump it, and I'm putting it on my hand like that. I'm not gonna put like a whole bunch. I may even add some later on, but it's better to just gradually do it because you don't want to waste foundation. And I'm gonna add a little bit of this blue foundation here. Okay, I'm not gonna put a whole lot because I do like the brightness that the yellow gives my skin. So even though it looks like a lot in person, it's not going to overpower. So I'm gonna mix this in. Okay, so that's what we're working with. So I'm still going to use this shade. Even though it may not look exactly like my skin tone, it will look perfectly fine in the end. So another thing I want to point is I am using a brush that looks like this. This is what the brush that I'm using. If you've seen previous videos where I did my makeup, I usually use a brush like this. However, I find I get more skin looking results when I use like a brush like this. So yeah, this is the brush that I'm using to apply my foundation. But you can tell, even with me adding it on, it's gonna come along in the end. So I try to focus my foundation on just dark spots that I have on my skin, like preferably under my lids and like just around the mouth area. I like to focus the most on when it comes to applying that foundation. Again, I'm not using a lot. Like you can tell, I'm not using a whole lot, right? You can still see my freckles through my skin. And I'm just gonna go all around making sure that it is blended well. Now, if you don't want the blending process to take a whole lot of time, all you need is a beauty blender. So now I'm going to be going in with my NARS concealer. This is in the shade Caramel Deep 2. Yeah, that's what it looks like. I don't know if it's picking up on the camera well. And this is the Radiant Creamy Concealer. At least for this makeup look, I'm going to use very minimal concealer because it's not needed. So I'm going to go under the eyes, just like that. Okay, I may put a little bit more, but like basically that's what we're doing. You see that? Same thing on this side. So that's what we're doing. So I'm gonna let that just sit a little bit. So now I'm gonna go in with my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Fawn. You can get this at basically almost any drugstore. I'm going to put this on my eyelids. And yes, even though I already put foundation on there, this is just gonna make it like more brighter. A lot easier for the eyeshadow pigment to pop through. Now I'm gonna go in with my blending brush, and I'm using a brush that looks like this. You can kind of see it. And I'm gonna start to blend it out. And I find that using a brush like this works better than a beauty blender. I actually, I love using this brush. I feel like it gets more, it's just a lot better, and I feel like it makes my makeup look less cakey. And it just gets those hard to reach areas. So because my cheekbones are like right here, like when I smile, when I'm blending out my concealer, I usually smile so I can see where I want my cheeks highlighted, right? We're trying to enhance our natural features, not making new ones. So I don't have to smile now because I know where my cheekbones are by heart. But I'm gonna smile for the purpose of this video. And I want my cheeks, my cheekbone right here, to be highlighted. So we're going to smile. I'm gonna get right underneath my eyes here. And I'm not gonna blend it all the way. When I first started doing makeup, one big mistake that I made was blending my concealer all the way. Your concealer is not supposed to be blended all the way. Of course, you want it to be seamless where there's not like harsh edges like this, but you don't want it blended all the way because it's gonna mix in with your foundation and just gonna look like you don't have anything underneath to lighten your eyes, especially if you're applying a powder on. So yeah, I'm just going to blend out these sides right here like that. And I'm not even gonna blend it out a whole lot. It's not necessary. So I'm not gonna do the same thing on this side. So just like that. And now I'm gonna blend out the eyelids. And a big part is I'm making sure that I'm kind of like blending where the concealer was, where my lighter concealer shade was, and where my darker concealer shade was, because those were two different shades. Here's a little side by side by how different these were. See, this one is much lighter, and this one is a lot darker. More similar to my foundation shade, but just a little bit lighter. I'm gonna go in with my Fenty. This is the Pro Filter and the shade Honey. Now what I do is I don't dunk the whole thing in, so I'm just using the lid. I'm taking the lid off because it's already like dunked in. You can see the product is already on top of it. I'm using the lid because it's not a drastic amount of powder. You don't need a whole lot. So I'm gonna use the same brush, yes, the same brush, and I'm gonna just dunk it in here. If you have another brush where that looks just like this, that would be even better, but I'm using the same one because I don't have another brush right now. So yeah, I'm gonna go in, dunk it in, and tap off excess if I need to. And I'm gonna go in lightly underneath my eyelids. See that? And you see how we don't even need to like blend like that? Because it's already like blending out. The powder does a lot of the blending itself when you apply it right. And I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Go underneath my eyelids. And I'm lightly, this is light pressure. If you can kind of see how light I'm going. Very light pressure. Now one thing that's gonna help a lot with creasing is I take it and I'm gonna press it, especially around the area that I crease a lot in. I'm just gonna press that in there. Press that through. And I like to kind of double over it with a, I forget what this is called, but I'm using this and I'm just gonna press that even more. Just like that. I'm gonna take a little bit of the powder and I'm gonna apply it over my eyelids as well. Powder is done. Now you can apply powder to wherever place that you feel like you need it the most. Like at first for me it was my forehead, but because this is a more like dewy look, a more natural look, or a more natural-ish finish, it's not necessary. So this brush, it looks like this. It's a lot similar to the first brush that we used, except it's at an angle. This is from my beauty supply store. It's this Duo, I don't even know who it's by, but it's a Duo, okay, it says it's by Knick Knack New York. But yeah, this is the Duo Contour. As you can see, I have two different shades of contour. I'm gonna use both of them. I'm gonna first start off with the lighter shade, then get a little bit of the darker shade, kind of go in between. And I'm gonna apply this on my forehead. And I'm bringing it down lightly. This is light. I'm gonna squeeze my cheeks. Lightly. Same thing on this side. Just like that. Just like that. Now if you want to contour your nose, you can do that too. What I used to do is I use the same brush. I don't go in with the small one. I feel like when it's smaller you can see the lines. I go in with this and I just go like this. Very light. and it makes a difference. You can't tell it's like contoured. It looks more natural is what I'm trying to say. So now we're gonna go in with blush, which is one of my favorites. I'm going to be layering my blush. So I'm going in with my Juvia's Place. You can get this at Ulta, or I don't know where else they sell this, but I got mine from Ulta. And then this is in the shade Rosy Posy Glow. You can see that. And this is kind of what it looks like. And you want to be very careful with this because this is so pigmented. Like if you see me put like a couple drops on here, it's because I mean to put a couple drops because this stuff is pigmented, okay? You don't want to look like a clown. So we're gonna put this on our cheeks. Smile. Okay, that's good. See that tiny amount? Will go a long way. We're gonna do the same thing on the side. Okay, just like that. So I'm gonna take 2 fingers. I like to use my middle and my ring finger, and I'm just gonna go in and I'm just gonna lightly pat this all around. If I need to add more, I will. And same thing on this side. So I'm gonna add a little bit more because that was a little bit too little. Sometimes it'd be hard to tell. Just like that. Same thing on this side. Whatever excess I have, I'm just gonna put a little bit on my nose. Just a little bit, not too much. And I kind of feel like I have more on this side, so I'm gonna just go like this. Or you can take your sponge here and just lightly apply that right there, just to kind of fix it up. Like I said, we're gonna be layering this blush. This is what it looks like so far with just that blush. If you wanna leave it like this, you absolutely can. So this is one of my favorite blushes ever. This has been my go-to for years and probably still will be my go-to for years to come. So this is by MAC. This is what it looks like. And I'm gonna open it. This is not new, so yes, it is. It looks worn out, because it is, okay? This is what it looks like. And this is in the shade Lovejoy. This is my Laura Mercier brush that I have right here. It's specifically made for blush. That's what it looks like. So yeah, I'm gonna go in here with this, like so. I'm gonna make sure I'm picking up a lot, okay? So now we're gonna go in. Just like that. So yeah, you can tell right now I am starting to crease a little bit, but we just gonna just pat this in a little bit more. I can leave my eye makeup like this with just the concealer. I don't mind this. I think this is cute. It's more of a natural look, but I'm going to do something very minimal. Another tip too, if you are unexperienced with eye makeup and don't really trust yourself or just want to do something really simple, I use the same blush that I go in with my cheeks, which is the Lovejoy, and I use that and I just put it on my eyelids, and I've done that for years. Whenever you see my videos, a lot of the times I'm just using blush on my lids, and that works completely well for me, and it's super easy and foolproof. You can see that. So I'm not really an expert on eyeshadow right now. I'm still in my beginner phases, but I found a little trick, and that is to go in with some contour, liquid contour, or whatever you have. And I'm just gonna add like just a little dot right here. Just a little dot. And I'm just gonna blend that out. I'm gonna go in. And I put this strategically on the ends of my eyes. So I'm gonna grab my handy dandy blush brush again, and I'm just gonna get a little bit more blush this time, and I'm just gonna apply some, just a little bit in here, just to kind of give the same kind of pink vibe going on. So this is by Shein. It's in the shade Charm. This is an eyeshadow stick, so there's like 2 sides. It's very shimmery. I can like do like a swatch of what it looks like. This is what it looks like. There's 2 different shades, and I'm using both of them. And I'm just gonna apply that in to the inner corners of my eye. I'm gonna move it to the middle, and I'm gonna do that to both lids. Of course, we're gonna blend that out, so I'm just gonna use whatever clean finger I have, and I'm going to blend that. And I'm not gonna put like a whole lot of it on the ends. I'm mostly blending it, and I'm stopping it somewhere like around here. Not completely toward the ends, but like the majority of the eye. Just like that. Now if you want to do like under eye makeup as well, you can. You definitely can do that. Yeah. However, whenever I try to do mascara under there, it doesn't always work out the way that I want it to. Ooh, this might be smudge proof. Well, I don't know, but like, look, it's not like coming off, so. Hey! Every time I try to do like mascara down there, like my eyelashes under there aren't super long, so it's like I'm just putting mascara on my lids. I'm gonna start doing my brows, and this is the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow. It's like my dupe for the Anastasia brow pen, and I love using this. If you didn't see my last video when I plucked my eyebrows, I mentioned that my eyebrows are on the lighter side, as in like thinner side, and because they're thinner, they appear to be lighter. So instead of hiding that and going with like black, I'm going in with brown. And this is the shade Brunette. That's the shade. You can't see it because it's so small, but just know it's in the shade Brunette, right? And I'm just gonna line them up. Y'all, I used to try to make my eyebrows look perfect all the time, but I just don't care anymore. I just do it as long as it looks presentable. I'd be out the door because I'll be here forever if I'm trying to make it look perfect. So this is what my eyebrows look like. You can see the brown. I'm gonna go back in with my fawn and I'm gonna line up my brows. And as you saw, I did not go all the way all around my eyebrows. You can do that if you please, but it's too much for me. I just don't need to do that. So I like to sometimes let that marinate a little bit. Okay, now it's marinated enough. So I'm gonna go in with my finger, okay? I'm gonna go in with my finger. And I'm just gonna blend this downwards. Go on it very lightly, because you still want it to make your arch pop. And that's my eyebrows. So sometimes it takes a little bit of the blush off, so I like to go in over it with a little bit more blush. So now I'm going to set my face, and I'm using the e.l.f. Stay All Night Blue Light Settings. I'm not really picky. As long as it does what it says and doesn't make my face look super wonky, I'm gonna use it. So now for my lips, y'all. I don't know what this is or where I got it from, but I've had this for years. I don't know what it is. If you know what it is, let me know in the comments down below. But this is in the shade Coffee Bean, and it looks like there's a number 31. That's what the bottom looks like. Again, I don't know. I've had this for years, okay? Years. But yeah, this is in the shade Coffee Bean. And I'm gonna hope this doesn't run out because this is like one of the best brown shades I have had. So yeah, I'm gonna go in with this. And as you can see, like, of course, the brown is there. Like, it blends out. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but it, like, blends out. Now, I can leave it like this if I want to, but I don't want to do that today. I'm going to go in with my shade Copper Spark 958. You can see that. There we go. This is by Maybelline, and this is what it looks like. See that orangey look? And I just apply a little bit of that. Just like that. So that is the makeup look. Of course, I'm going to add some jewelry. Jewelry really makes you pop. So I'm going in with like one of my favorite gold earrings at the moment. This is what they look like. I showed this to you guys in another video, but this is what they look like. They are so sparkly and so cute. They're cheap, but they work. And this is from Shein. And I love these earrings. They're so cute. And they're, like I said, they're cheap. You know, you get them for like $1, but we'll see how long they last. It's okay, we buy some more. Okay, there we go. Sparkly. And this necklace I also got off Shein. This is what it looks like. This is the necklace. Show it like that. That's what it looks like. And fun thing, it actually turns, so you can like spin it. So that's kind of cool. So this is the makeup look. And I really love the way those sock curls worked, because now I don't have to put heat on my hair when I want to curl it. So that's great. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.